Alright guys, BLM here, back with a new Let's Play. And here we are going to be starting Kana, Bridge of Spirits. So I am in the process of playing all the games from 2021. We did Life is Strange True Colors, we did Guardians of the Galaxy, we did Lost Judgment, just finished Hitman 3. Now we're on Kana. And this should be fun. I mean, this was one of my more anticipated games of the year. I mean, to be fair, this was a pretty weak year. Do I want story mode? I heard that this game is actually pretty difficult, so let's keep it on story mode, actually. Because I want to be, like, stuck here forever. Oh, shit. Performance or fidelity? No, I mean, I don't, yeah, let's do performance. Because, again, I don't have a 4K TV anyway. So it doesn't matter if the game's in 4K or not. Alright, let's do, again, like, let's do story mode. I don't really want to fucking bother. Wait, what symbol? Oh. Well, then, like, technically I should keep it, like, here. Right? Or here. Here. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, this is, it should be interesting. Especially this game. I mean, this game is also on PS4, but it is a game that's more key. Like, at least was developed with the PS5 in mind. Which I believe, is it the first game that I'm playing? I mean, like, outside of Astro's Playroom. I think it is pretty much the first game I'm playing that has done that. Because I think every other game I've played, like, has, like, it was more so, like, an after... Like, it was, like, it was being built for other consoles, and it just so also happened to be on PS4. Just so happened to also be on PS5. Oh, here it's like it's actually like a game with the PS5 in mind. So it'll be interesting. Oh, we're like right into it. This looks really nice. If this is... Yeah, this is in game. Alright. Animations look a bit stiff, but it's fine. So combat is... Oh, okay, you can feel the adaptive triggers right away. Okay. It's so weird because it's like it's only R2. L2 is like super... Is just normal, obviously. So yeah, like we're obviously starting Kana. I don't believe this is that long. I think from what I understand, it's like 7-8 hours. Hopefully we can get through this one relatively quickly. Like we can finish this before the end of the year. I mean, wait, what day is it? It's 22nd. Yeah, I mean, like if we can finish this by the end of the year, I think that'll be cool. And I mean, this will be the first ahead I've been on a year in gaming video and since I started. Where most times I don't even start until around this point in the year. Well, at this point I've already had, this is my 7th game? This is a puzzle then? Oh, I didn't see that. How do I hit that though? Oh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I literally just finished Hitman. I said at the end of that, that'll be it for tonight. I don't know, I decided to start this. We'll do one episode. It's already 2:30 in the morning, I think, right? What time is it? 221. So obviously this was a great decision to fucking start playing this silly. My sleep schedule's completely fucked. I really need to fix it, but I guess I decided that tonight's not the night to start doing that. Or like my natural sleep time at this point is like 4 o'clock in the morning.
My village. Turn back, spirit guide.
Okay, so now we're... Yeah, you do feel the weight of R2. Ooh, that looks nice. The lighting there. I think that could have been a better moment. Because you could definitely tell it was meant to be a better moment, but like, you just like run out of it so quickly that it like kind of lessens the moment. Okay. Game looks really nice though.
I saw him here somewhere. Where did he go?
Hi there.
I just realized I can actually, I forgot about that. I never watched Writing on Games video about the Hitman levels. I should probably do that. What am I doing then? This is what I get for not paying attention for a little bit. Oh. See, I'll probably rewatch that before I do my mission ranking. What am I doing? Oh, it was collect what? I'm an idiot. Like, this is what I get for not paying attention for like a second. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm an idiot. I get it now. Yeah, it's just me being an idiot.
Hi.
Aw.
It's alright. What happened here, little guy?
Find the rock. Where do I find them? Is there any voice acting in this game? Actually, that's something I just realized. I never paid attention to. Is there any voice acting? Where am I supposed to find them at? Oh, wait, what? Oh. Animations are a bit stiff. Particularly when she, like, stops. It's like, it's kind of like a very abrupt animation here. Look at the fucking textures there, though. Yeah, this is a really nice looking game. Yeah, it looks like a Pixar film would. Is there a... Okay, there's manual saves. Okay. Yeah, 2:31 in the morning. Actually, you know what? Since we're here, let's just listen to the Hitman video.
Hitman's first season was easily my game of the year last year. Few games have given me as much joy in terms of replayability and discovering all the weird, wacky secrets and scenarios located within. A lot of this is down to the game's episodic nature, the benefits
Hey there, buddy.
which I detailed in a previous video, allowing me to continue to be excited for substantial new content, whilst also encouraging exploration of these expansive levels. Some say the greatest success of the game is the way it merges tactical stealth gameplay with an absurdist sense of humour. Whilst I totally agree with this, after exhausting the final episode and returning to play the rest, I believe a lot of credit must go to the design of the maps and the missions themselves. Given then that a disc-based version of the entire first season will be released at the end of this month, I want to do something dumb that I haven't done before. A long-form analysis examining each mission in the game's first season in relation to the strengths of the game's design. This is going to be a long one, so let's get into it, shall we? In order to understand how Hitman's levels play to the strengths of the game's design, we should first try to gather a rough understanding of that design through its core mechanics. Hitman is ostensibly a stealth game with mechanics that incentivize efficiency and cleanliness. You have a disguise system, for example, that allows you to access different areas depending on the level of privilege your costume allows. You have a wealth of guns at your disposal, but their use is highly discouraged, given their visibility and noise combined with their inaccuracy.
Yeah, that's actually possible too.
And comparative lack of damage, they're almost never a viable option. Instead, you're encouraged to find objects in the world and use them as your weapons should you need them. They take out enemies in one hit, they lock on with often absurd accuracy, and provide you with one of the most satisfying animations I can possibly recall. The wealth of options available to you encourages improvisation, although new to this installment in the series, we have opportunities, guided, scripted events that add waypoints to guide you to your target, often with outright comedic consequences. Finally, what all of these elements contribute
It's so
to,
weird looking
and
at the
what I would say
UI.
is
It's like
the
obviously it's playing
defining
on the original
principle
Hitman.
of Hitman's
So like it's
design
weird looking at the
is its
UI.
absurdist
in the
sense
first
of
game.
humor. This affects everything about the way you learn and interact with the game's rules and systems. It essentially teaches you that you need to view each individual as an AI procedure, as a piece on a board rather than a living, functioning human being. Now, don't worry, either this is sounding like a lot or it's sounding totally reductive. Like I say, as we go into the levels themselves, I'll explain how each of these core ideas is fleshed out through the level's 47 infiltrates. Now, to get started on the levels themselves, let's talk about the two tutorial stages, as they're actually very good as teaching tools, even if they might not be wholly necessary, and we'll come on to why that is in a bit. The boat level is one that you play twice, first teaching you basic controls and stealth mechanics, including disguises and the deliciously satisfying throwing mechanic, before allowing you to replay it and complete the objective in whichever way you choose.
This is really bad.
This highlights both the tactical improvisational freedom the gameplay affords you, as well as the idea that in order to get the most out of these levels, replaying them is a must. The second map largely exists to teach you about the opportunities system. There are other ways you can go about dispatching your target, but as you wander around looking for a way to enter the compound, you're greeted with two workers talking about safety protocols for a jet fighter, which then brings up a prompt to track this opportunity. You find a conveniently placed outfit that pretty much gets you into every area. You mess with the jet engine, head upstairs to find your target, then guide him through the hilariously drawn out process of sending his own ejector seat careening into the night sky.
One more.
You walk out with no one having noticed any wrongdoing on your part, and scene. And this is where my problems with the opportunity system arise. Don't get me wrong, they can be incredibly funny and a nice way to kill some time if you just want to head into a mission and not have to think too much in order to see someone die. Also, in a game that offers as many ways to off your targets as Hitman does, they can make the game feel less intimidating to new players for sure. The problem is that once you get good enough at the game and intuit its mechanics, these opportunities perhaps go from hilariously absurd to irritatingly convenient. Not all opportunities are like this, but most essentially make the game feel like it's kind of playing itself. Even the ones that don't directly end with a character getting killed usually lead a target to a particular area where they'll conveniently tell their guards that they need some privacy, giving you a chance to strike. Now, these opportunities are a means by which the developers can say, look, our game is funny, as opposed to just letting the inherent absurdity of the mechanics shine through. If you try and tackle these missions like a normal human being would, or, well, a normal human being who just happens to be an assassin, then you will not get very far. In this game, perhaps more than most, there exists a disconnect between the realistic design of the settings and then the people found within them. Instead of viewing the denizens of these maps as human beings, you must instead view them as clusters of AI systems, experimenting with their various states and how to disrupt their routing. Now, these states can vary wildly. For example, guards will usually give you a pass if you trespass on an area where you're not meant to be. They're actually fairly courteous about it. It's like they understand that some of the barriers between restricted areas and those that aren't restricted can be somewhat intangible. That said, don't stick around if you dare to turn off a stove and there's someone present. They'll become startled, examine the stove, ask if you did it, get suspicious, get a guard to come and arrest you, and then that guard will literally shoot you to death where you stand when you don't comply, all for turning off a stove. It's the most distorted logic possible, but every stage in that is easily discernible, and once you get to grips with these systems, easily manipulated to your advantage. Essentially, what I'm saying is that whilst I appreciate the purpose of the opportunity system, I'd recommend turning them off for at least the first playthrough of a mission. The organic nature of figuring out how these uncanny systems work and using this to your advantage is where the real absurdity and humour lies within Hitman, as well as making you feel like a real puppet master pulling the strings of these walking, talking AI systems. Now, the reason I'm talking about this so much is that, well, remember when I said that these tutorial levels perhaps felt a little unnecessary? Part of the reason is that, like the opportunity system itself, they feel a little too guided. Even when you're let loose on your second playthrough of the boat level, it's too small a map for there really to be anything else to actually do.
Supply chain issues have been a problem for every industry, ours included. But we wanted to let you know that our warehouse is fully stocked, and we're ready to help when you need us.
Arm & Hammer Plus OxyClean with odor blast. Stains are removed and odors eliminated for a deep, powerful clean.
Oh wait, now I can shoot?
Do with it. This is where I feel the first main map, Paris really shines, and why I think it could have been a tutorial level in itself. You see, Paris conveys a crucial facet of Hitman's level design, which is important going forward. Big does not always mean expansive. In terms of actual size, it feels like one of the smaller levels, but it feels absolutely labyrinthine in nature. It offers multiple different ways to tackle your objective, whilst also remaining spatially manageable, if that makes sense.
There we go.
The main focus of the level is, of course, the mansion, which contains 4 floors, including a basement. You have 2 targets, one is on the ground floor and one on the top. You enter through the main gate and find that you're actually allowed to wander around the immediate grounds, as well as the mansion's entrance, the fashion show itself, and the crowded bar next door. This gives you the time and the freedom to scope out your surroundings. Now, it's perhaps fitting that the event taking place within the mansion is a fashion show, because this level, perhaps more than any other in the game, is a puzzle designed to test your knowledge of the disguise system. As you enter the mansion, you find that not only is everywhere guarded, but your target is immediately in front of you. This highlights the fact that this isn't your typical stealth game. This isn't about infiltrating a military compound. Instead, in a manner akin to something like James Bond or Mission Impossible, this is actually a literal party. The guards are vastly outnumbered by the general guests. The target isn't hidden behind puzzles or a set of objectives, he's right there. He's literally being paraded down the stairs. His entrance could not be more ceremonious. You can take him out right there and then if you want, just don't expect to get too far. You could always try being a bold bastard and worming your way past the security guards at almost every door in your current getup, but as I say, the guards here are alert, and thanks to your limited health and the fact that enemies often take more bullets to go down than you do, direct confrontation is heavily discouraged. It's here that the stealth mechanics reveal their purpose. It's not about staying out of sight, because in most cases that's almost impossible. Despite how absurd and non-human the civilians can act at times, they will call you out for being weird if you're seen crouching and taking cover everywhere, like a weirdo would. No, instead it's about blending into your surroundings whilst remaining in plain sight. The question you ask yourself, particularly if you're new to the series, isn't how do I get there without being seen, but rather other people can get there, why can't I? Of course, if you've played any Hitman game before, you'll know that the key is subduing a uniformed individual and taking that uniform as your disguise. If you don't, however, the devs have you covered. At this stage, you'll likely head back outside, giving you 2 options. Go to your left, where you'll be told that you can't enter the guest car park. This area does give you an easy disguise, but if you're still getting to grips with the mechanics, you're probably not going to want to risk getting caught trespassing by the few guards here in order to get to the shed and take out the waiter before dumping his body out of the window and into the bin outside, despite it actually being a totally safe thing to do. Instead, you'll likely venture to your right, to the one area that seems to be almost empty, bar 2 guards talking to a waiter. Given that this is still ostensibly a stealth game, you'll probably feel relatively safe here. What's more, this is where you overhear the guards mention that waiters can go anywhere on the ground floor of the mansion, before the waiter walks over behind a truck for a smoke, placed next to a bin to dump his body. Overly convenient? Perhaps. An excellent way to guide your attention to the disguise system? Definitely. Now, after you figure this out and have the waiter's disguise, your first target is as good as dead. You can follow him around without having to worry too much and analyse his movements, meaning you can, for example, expose some wires and have him electrocute himself. Either that, or through your exploration of the basement floor, find a recipe for a cocktail and poison him. Again, the absurdity of all these systems means that even if you non-lethally poison him, you can enter the bathroom in which he throws up with his guard looking right at you and no one will care. Either way, your target is dead purely through the introduction of the disguise system. The second target acts as a further test of this knowledge. You know that certain disguises will get you to certain places, but your current disguise only gets you so far. The level centers around the mansion, and the different floors of that mansion act as a puzzle for you to solve. You could get a crew outfit, but that only gets you to the first floor, and there are guards at each staircase leading up to the second floor where your target is. Your next thought then might be to procure a guard uniform, but this is actually discouraged for a couple of reasons. First, it's incredibly hard to find a guard on his own
Either way.
and take him out without
I think
getting
we're just gonna end
spotted.
here. I'm kind of tired.
Your best bet
so
here is
we'll
perhaps
we'll
behind the
continue on that
shed at the
whenever I
back
can.
of the
For now,
mansion,
thank you for
but
watching.
even then it's risky given the